you doing tonight, Josh?
I'm good, Jeff. It's good to be back after a few week break, so
Yes.
you could direct your show. How did that go?
It went really wet. It went really well. Friday night we sold about half the seats, and then Saturday we had to put out more seats because we
Nice word
sold
of
all the
word
seats
of
we had.
mouth. What was it? Explain what you did, because this was your first time directing, right?
This is well, I wasn't the full director. I was the assistant director. Then I did
Okay.
backstage. I ran a PowerPoint.
Okay.
So the show we did was called Lifespan of a Fact, and it's all about this hoity-toity magazine, this bigwig magazine, is putting this article about um, this kid who jumps off a tower in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so they have to send a fact checker to check all this stuff, and the fact checker finds all these little things wrong. Like in the article, it says the kid fell for 9 seconds, but when he actually fell for 8, all these little things. And so
Mm-hmm.
he goes and starts arguing with the author of the piece
Right.
about all that's wrong. And of course, the author doesn't take that very well. And also, this is all based on a true story.
So it's like Fake News, the play.
Kind of like Fake News the play. I mean, it has a good conversation at the end about, you are embellishing these facts, but who does it really hurt? This is about a kid's life that you're talking about.
Okay.
And so, spoiler alert, at the end, they don't even end up publishing the article because of decide not to. But later, about 10 years later, the two people, the author and the fact checker, wrote their own book. And it's actually really interesting. My director bought the book, and it has all the like parts of the article throughout the book, and then all around it they have the email correspondence between the two people arguing about it. Yeah,
Interesting.
so
So they ended up becoming friends.
They end up becoming nice to each other.
Oh, okay. Well, they wrote a book together.
Yeah. The play was originally aired on Broadway, and Daniel Radcliffe played one of the characters.
Well, that's cool. I like Daniel Radcliffe. Even outside of Harry Potter, he's done way cooler things.
Yep. So yeah, and that kind of leads into what we've been doing, because that's what I've been doing. That's why we didn't record for 2 weeks. So I am so happy to be back. I missed it, even though it was only 2 weeks, and we just
and by you missed it, you mean you missed me.
I didn't miss you. I missed seeing your face.
I missed you too. I missed seeing all the Funko Pops behind you.
All the Funko Pops. There's a few new ones up there, which I'll get to in the Pokemon news.
Excellent.
And for video games, I actually played a video game that is turning 25 this year that I have not played ever before.
What's that?
And that is the original Luigi's Mansion.
Oh yeah, you texted me about that. How's that going?
It was good. I beat it. It's a short game. I beat it in a weekend. It was fun. So I finished a big RPG, and I'm like, I just need something quick, something to wet the palate, to kind of cool down after this RPG. And it was good.
Palate?
Cleanse the palate. Yeah, wet the.
The palate is something different that we don't have the parental advisory to talk about that on the show.
So yeah, cleanse the palate. So I played it. You can definitely tell its age, but I beat it. It was fun.
Nice.
Enjoyed it.
I started playing Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I'm not super far into it, but I really wanted to play a turn-based RPG, and it's hitting the spot.
That's good. I don't know. I couldn't get into I can't talk this afternoon.
You don't even know when it is, Jeff.
I'm okay. I promise, guys.
He's still recovering from the show.
I'm still recovering from the show. And real talk, it was a rough day at work today.
Yeah,
it was a busy day at work.
Same. I get
that. But yeah, I just couldn't get into it. I don't know if it's something I need to try again, though.
It's too French for you.
It's too French. I don't like mines. There's way too many mines.
I've been to Paris, so it's right up my alley.
I've been to Paris too, and I guess it adds up because Paris is my least favorite city in the world I've visited.
That's fair. I mean, it's not fair, but I had escargot in Paris. I'm basically a local.
My birthday, 22nd birthday, was in Paris, and I think we ate at an Italian restaurant.
You really had to stick it to the French on your 22nd birthday.
Yeah, but fun fact, that birthday party ended up being on top of a high school.
Oh yeah, you've told me that story before. That's pretty fun.
Maybe I'll tell you guys that story someday. All right, let's get into some Pokemon news, and there was a lot of Pokemon news this week.
Mm-hmm.
So starting off, first Pokemon Funkos have come out. The first set has already come out, and that includes Electabuzz, Magmar, and Ivysaur. You might see some of them behind me. I already have those 3. They arrived at my house this week because, yes, I have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second set coming in March is going to be Gumi, Zoroark, and Battle Stance Venusaur, which I'm a little irritated about because they have regular Charizard.
Mm-hmm.
They're also coming out with a Battle Stance Charizard. They've shown a Battle Stance Blastoise, but you can't pre-order it yet, and Battle Stance Venusaur, but there's no regular Venusaur or regular Blastoise so I might just have to buy these and add it to my collection, and they're $5 more because they have a few more plastic.
Oh, that plastic fee.
Well, and just like everything else, Funko Pops have gone up in price. These used to be $12 for a Funko Pop. Now I think they're up to $15.
The tariffs will get you.
The next thing, I'm actually going to share my screen for those of you watching, is that the Kanto Park in Japan is officially open. So I just wanted to share some pictures of it. Okay, this isn't working. It's working, but I can't share it how I want. It only shows you when I put you in the box. So we're just going to do it this way. So here's some pictures. It looks really cool. You have like a Nurse Joy Pokemon Center set with it looks like a real life Nurse Joy there.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a cute little Bulbasaur drink, and I saw they had like a red drink too. They just have a close up of it.
Is that Bulbasaur ice cream?
I think it's like a slushy drink.
Oh, nice.
Or maybe boba. It looks like it could be boba.
Maybe that's whipped cream on top. I can't.
That's probably whipped cream on top, but I'll tell you just by looking at Disneyland in Japan, like their food always looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a little Snorlax like cup you can get in a Snorlax popcorn bucket.
So I looked at that and I'm like, what Pokemon is that? Because the little circles on the bottom of Snorlax's feet look like eyes, and then the toes look like eyelashes. So I'm like, what Pokemon is this? And then when you said Snorlax, I'm like, oh, Snorlax is asleep.
Because Snorlax sleeps, yes. And then they have like it would be like the Dumbo ride, but it's Pikachu.
Okay, that's pretty sweet with the Raichu and the little Pikachu and the Pichu. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. A little Pikachu dancing figures, so you can get an Eevee, so you get with costume characters. Oh, I forgot to put one in here, but that's okay. There was also a carousel picture that had like all the Eeveelutions. I saw like a Rapidash on it. Nice. So that was cool. And then they have the forest area. So there's Pikachu. There's, I think that's called a Skwovet. But yeah.
Skwovet?
Skwovet, yeah. We will not get it to him in many, many, many years. So you don't have to worry about.
We're both in the old folks' home.
We're both in the old folks' home talking about Pokemon. But yeah, that is the Pokemon Kanto Park. Just for those of you who are in Japan, maybe, or like want to go to Japan. So there's two halves. There's Sedge Town, and then there's the forest, and there's also a gem show. So you can get the town pass, which it gives you entry to Sedge Town, seating for a Sedge Gem show, but you have to be in the ticket lottery, so you may not get to see it. And photo ops in the Pokemon Playhouse is 4,700 yen, about $30 for 13 and up, or 2,800 yen, about $18 for younger children. You can get the Trainer's Pass, which is the entry to the town, seating for Sedge Gem show with the ticket lottery, time-slotted single entry to the Pokemon Forest, which is where you saw that, which is like a walking path with Pokemon statues around. And then the photo ops as well, and is for 7,900 yen, or about $50 for ages 13 and up, or 47 yen, about $30 for younger children. And then there's the Ace Trainer's Pass, which gives you entry to the town, special reserved seating for the gym show that you will automatically get, unlimited access to the Pokemon Forest, use of priority lanes for attractions, and photo ops in the Pokemon Playhouse. So that's 14,000 yen, about $90 for ages 13 and up, and 11,000 yen, about $70 for younger children.
I'm glad you did the conversions into USD, because I'm like 11,000 yen.
Yeah.
Is that like $5,000? No, it's 70.
Yeah. So when I went to Japan, now granted this was in 2009, the yen conversion was almost 1-to-1 the dollar conversion. So 1 yen was 1 penny.
Wow.
So about 11,000 yen would have been a little less than $110.
Okay.
Because it was like 96 cents to 100 yen or something. But the yen is weak right now, and the dollar is strong for some reason.
Strange.
And so it's a little cheaper now if you would want to go. But yeah, if I went to Japan, I would go there. That looks really cool. Funnily enough, this isn't the only Pokemon Park news we got this past 2 weeks. Universal Studios Japan and the Pokemon Company announced their plan to offer more innovative, immersive, and world-class Pokemon experiences. I'm just going to read straight from this article. The project is part of a Universal Studios Japan's ongoing effort to enhance its offerings and bring fan-first trip-driving characters to the park. Universal Studios Japan is proud to build on its prior success and bring to life the world of Pokemon in new and enriching ways for the first time. Following its debut in Japan, Universal Destinations and Experiences will deliver unique Pokemon experiences across the company's global footprint. Further details about the project will be announced at a later date. So they haven't announced anything about this project. Josh, if you were to go to a Pokemon theme park, what would you want it to be?
I want it to be like Pokemon Stadium, but it's augmented reality. And you can take your Pokemon from the games, and kind of like you could back in the day when they had the Pokemon Stadium game, you could put your game in it and then use your characters or your Pokemon from the like Game Boy games in Pokemon Stadium. I want to do that, but I want it like augmented reality. We need to push that idea, because that's a $1 billion idea right there. So, and then you can battle other people.
I think because
$1 billion idea.
At Universal Studios, in the Mario section, you can already buy your Mario bands, and you can do activities through there. I mean, they're going to sell Pokemon bands. That's like, if they don't want to print money, they won't sell it.
I know. And if I know anything about these $1 billion corporations, all they want to do is print money.
Yeah. All they want to do is print money. So I think having a way where you can using the wristband and another app, because they have a specific app for the Mario area, searching for Pokemon in the area.
That's kind of cool.
Again, using augmented reality, kind of like a Pokemon Go type thing.
Do you pick up rocks and throw it at the augmented Pokemon?
Then it goes right through and hits Grandma. I do think one of these, I mean, it's Pokemon. It has to be like a dark ride, right? A ride through attraction with little Pokemon figures going in and out.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see where this goes. And with them going to Japan first, they did Mario in Japan first. They're going to make it to the United States.
Oh, for sure.
At least Universal Studios in Orlando. Maybe not Universal Studios Hollywood, because if you've ever been to the one in Hollywood, there's not as much space to build things.
Yeah, the ones in Florida, or the one in Florida, is way better.
Yeah. All right.
Only thing about Florida that's going to be better.
All right. Our next and last bit of news is Pokemon has announced. Now, I guess I have to preface this. We are recording this before the Super Bowl. If you are watching the YouTube video or listening to the podcast, the Super Bowl has already happened. But Pokemon has announced it will have an ad in the Super Bowl for its 30th anniversary.
Isn't Bad Bunny a Pokemon?
Bad Bunny. Well, he is the Super Bowl halftime show.
It'll be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. What about Green Day? They're opening the Super Bowl.
Mm.
All right. Now,
really, were you expecting me to make a joke there? Is that why you took a? Knowing what Green Day means, that was the only place I could have gone with a joke, and I decided to respect the younger audience by not corrupting them.
Question of the week. So, what's something you're irrationally afraid of, even though you know it's not that big of a deal? We had a lot of answers. Maybe it's because we had 2 weeks instead of just 1 week, but I went through and got our answers. Showtime the Pegasus on YouTube said whales. The thought of being in the water with a massive whale gives me the screaming heebie-jeebies. No idea why. They're gentle giants, but it freaks me out.
I don't think that's that irrational. There's a whole story about a dude getting eaten by a whale. And in the Bible and made by Disney.
Strongest Muffin said an irrational fear of mine is the fear of eating out of plates and bowls that are different color than white or plates that have designs on them. I feel like they are dirty.
Okay. Thank you, Muffin. You're really coming in with the irrational fears here.
Yes. you know, and I commented after him on our YouTube channel, but it makes me think I have this shirt that it's supposed to look like Space Invader, so it has like the little lasers going up, and every time I wear that shirt I look down and I think there's something on the shirt because they're away from the rest of the design. Yojomo9 said getting spritzed with water, it feels like there's got to be germs in there or something. My heart rate jumps and I recoil.
Is Yojomo a cat?
Maybe he's related to
Hayes getting spritzed with water.
Maybe he got spritzed with water when he got on the counters back in the day.
Or he's Catholic.
Brad, and I'm sorry, Brad.
Dalrymple.
Dalrymple. I think Dalrymple
like roll doll and then Rimple.
Yeah, Brad Dalrymple said, I have no irrational fears. All my fears make perfect sense coming from someone who fell off a cliff and drowned as a child. But I've gotten over most fears and even get to do some pretty badass stuff lots of people wouldn't do. Hold on.
Wait, you drowned as a child? Is Brad a ghost? We've got a muffin, a cat, and a ghost listening to the show right now.
In a Pegasus.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of cool, though.
Brad, if you listen to this podcast, because I don't know if you stumbled across the YouTube short.
Poor choice of words. That's how he fell off the cliff.
If you actually listen to the podcast or just came across our YouTube short, I want to know about this almost drowning, because if you drowned as a child but you're still here, well, good for you.
Are they related incidents? Did you fall off the cliff and land
into the ocean?
Water, or are these two separate events? That's the main question I have.
We are curious. And then Juan Velasquez said, being around balloons when I was young, I was getting surrounded by balloons at the mall.
That's fair. I feel like being in a room full of balloons, I feel like it scared like an entire generation of kids, or made an entire generation of kids afraid of balloons.
Manhunter 28 said log trucks, of course, ever since Final Destination 2. I used to drive from Stockton, California to Reno, Nevada and back for work and saw several log trucks every day. Glad the loaders and drivers always made sure they were safe and snug.
Yeah, I'm with that one, Manhunter. That movie made me scared of log trucks too.
I haven't seen the movie, but I know the scene and I think about it as well. And then Kate said, I'm irrationally afraid of balloons. The fact that they can just randomly explode or pop startles me, and I just constantly worry they're going to pop.
That's 2 balloons.
That is 2 balloons. And you know what? When she said that, I also have the fear. In fact, my kids will Well, Zoe, like Kyrie loves balloons, and Zoe, when she brings them down, Zoe will go, Kyrie, remember, Daddy doesn't like balloons. No, they're afraid. He's afraid of balloons, which is not true. I just don't like them.
Yeah.
Like them randomly popping, it gives me a sensory overload.
Fair enough.
Kate did. I didn't put this in our script, but she did say the Mylar ones are fine, and yeah, those are fine because they don't randomly pop. They're just annoying because they're filled with helium. And in my house, we have 12-foot ceilings, and Zoe's birthday, which is at the beginning of December, her balloon is still at the top of our living room.
You got to get up on that ladder, dog.
I don't do ladders.
That's
Metal Droid said, well, I first want to say irrational fears is hard because what someone might find irrational, someone else might have a perfectly good explanation why they are afraid of it. But I probably have to say porta potties, and not because of the cleanliness factor, but because I have seen too many movies where people get tipped over, and I don't want to be in there if that happens.
All right. So with porta potties, it's really all about the time of day that you go. I've been to several music festivals, and you have to wake up early and go first thing in the morning right after they've cleaned them. Otherwise, it is just the most heinous thing you've ever seen in your life.
Ever since I've watched this movie for the first time this last summer, I think of. You ever see the movie Rocket Man?
Like the Elton John one, or the what's that dude's name?
I can't remember his name.
Harlan
Williams. Yeah. So when I did my short stint as a YouTube channel, that was one of the movies I watched, and
yeah,
just the scene where he drops his coin in the toilet and then he shows up on screen completely blue from everything in the toilet. I would not recommend watching that movie. It is stupid. But
I would probably like it.
Probably. It seems right up your alley. I recommend Josh watching it. And then
only me.
And then we did have someone ask us about starting a podcast, but BC West 303 in our Discord asked about starting a podcast. And I will say, we do want to talk about this, Wes, but we had such a big amount of news and comments that we are going to table this discussion. And if we have time next week, we are going to talk about it then.
Maybe 1 week when like we don't feel like doing an episode, we'll do like a Q&A kind of thing, and you can and everyone can send in questions and we'll answer the questions.
Yes, we would love to do a Q&A. I would love, and maybe I'll go in the Discord and we can get more people in there where I can start putting a Q&A so we can start compiling them to do a full episode to last at least like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah.
All right, and then education, we have none.
It's like the Alabama education system here. There's nothing.
Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at Pokemon Snapshot or send us an email at thepokemonsnapshot@gmail.com. You can also find us on YouTube and TikTok. Just search for The Pokemon Snapshot. We post short clips on both platforms. And if you'd rather watch the full episode, the complete video is available on our YouTube channel. And if you're enjoying the show, leave us a rating on your favorite listening app so other Pokemon fans can discover the podcast. All right, so Josh, our next segment.
Previously on Pokemon.
All right, so last week, Ash and his friends land on Murcott Island, a place that looks chill until it immediately tries to murder them with bug Pokemon. It sends Misty into a full fear spiral and proves that Ash still thinks escalation is the best response. They find an injured Scyther, and Tracy promptly turns a refusal into a medical nap because apparently if a Pokemon won't get in the ball willingly, the ethical solution is to roofie it. What follows is an unexpectedly heavy bug politics episode where Nurse Joy explains that Scyther leadership is decided by combat, defeat means exile, and aging warriors just get kicked to the curb.
Basically Scyther politics are the plot of Black Panther.
Yes. Team Rocket arrives with a glue bazooka and ends up sparking a bigger conflict, with Jesse's haircut becoming an accidental side effect of their run-in with the Scyther swarm. When the swarm is captured, Scyther pushes itself to break free and confront Team Rocket, fighting through exhaustion to protect the other Scyther rather than reclaim leadership. By the end, the swarm is saved, Scyther regains its confidence, and Tracy is able to officially keep it against Scyther's will.
Good recap, Jeff.
Thank
Solid
you.
recap.
All right, and so now going into this week's episode, we are watching the episode A Way Off Day Off, or as it was known in Japanese, It's a Southern Island. Everyone, gather around. There is actually information about this. The episode's title in Japanese is a parody of a Japanese variety show called It's 8 O'Clock, Everyone Gather Around, which makes way more sense for that title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, A Way Off Day Off is not a bad name for an episode. In fact, the title of the English title of the episode is better than the episode itself. So
yes. And the Japanese episode makes sense once you get the context behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess a variety show, it means it's like Japanese Saturday Night Live, or I guess more like this is even before our time, but the Gong Show.
Mm.
It aired on May 27th, 1999 in Japan, and on April 8th, 2000 in the United States. And right here, Josh and I are going to try a couple of new things this episode. First off, I have some world news where we just kind of want to put you guys in the mood of when this was happening.
For those of you that were alive at the time.
For those of you that were alive at the time. Or for those of you who want to look back in the history books. So I looked at the week of April 8th, 2000. The top movie was Rules of Engagement. Made the most money at the box office. I've never seen that movie. I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
No idea. Is Nicolas Cage in it?
I have no idea. The number one song on the Billboard Top 100 was Bye 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 by NSYNC.
Now I know where we are. Now yes. you have situated me in history.
Yes. Josh, were you an NSYNC guy or a Backstreet Boys guy?
I started as a Backstreet Boys guy, and I don't know. At some point, I switched teams, as it were.
So I was also a Backstreet Boys guy. In fact, it was the cool thing to call NSYNC NSTINK. If you didn't like NSYNC, you called them NSTINK. If you didn't like the Backstreet Boys, you called them the Backstreet Girls, which I do not condone using sexism as an insult.
Yeah, agreed. So I looked it up. Nicolas Cage is not in Rules of Engagement. And then I realized the movie I was thinking of was Terms of Endearment, and he's not in that either. So and Terms of Endearment came out in 1983. So I was way off.
That was before either of us was born.
True.
And then I found the highest rated television show, and this surprised me because I didn't even know this show was still airing new episodes in 2000. But it was Walker, Texas Ranger, season 7, episode 20, The General Returns.
It was like the seventh. It was like the seventh time he's returned.
Yeah, I guess I firmly think of Walker, Texas Ranger as early 90s, but it makes sense if it had that many seasons to go into the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to, if there's ever anything interesting, find some like headlines from the time, but there was no good ones. It was all sad things.
Yeah. I mean, that's just going to be the top headlines forever until we're all dead. So that takes us into the episode, and I wanted to try something new for this episode. So I'm going to start giving episodes alternate titles. This is not my best work, but I've blanked it out on our script. And so I'm going to give you the title, the real title of the episode, and then Jeff is going to highlight it so he can see it, and he's going to present you with my alternate title. So the real title is A Way Off Day Off. And Jeff, tell them my alternative title.
Also known as, hold on, I got that. A Way to Off Myself.
Which is exactly what you're going to want to do when you watch this episode, because it is the worst episode we've ever watched on this show.
Oh, it's bad, guys. It is bad.
So let's jump into it, shall we? Let's jump into the deep end of diarrhea. As our episode begins, everyone is in a pissy mood because they're hungry. I hate when people say the word hangry because it sounds like it was invented by a stay-at-home mom who thinks shopping at Target makes her better than us Walmart trash people. It's like, you're not better than us, Sharon. You just wear enough makeup to hide it. Misty asks Ash how he can work up such an appetite just sitting around all day, and he says it's because he's just been sitting around thinking about food. And for once, Ash and I have something in common. Also, props to Lapras because he's been doing all the real work and hasn't complained a single time.
Yeah, Lapras is the true hero of this series right now.
The unsung hero.
So when they were talking about being so bored, I did have a comment here. I say that everyone was so bored because the last episode was all about not Brock.
They haven't recovered from their boredom yet.
Yeah.
In the distance, Pikachu spots an island that hopefully has food to eat, fun stuff to do, and hopefully no Trumps, Clintons, or Bill Gates. As Team Ash sails towards the island, Jigglypuff surfaces and the title card rolls for an episode that is certain to have more filler than an episode of The Real Wives of Salt Lake City.
A way off day off!
On the island, Team Ash takes in the waterfalls and other scenery while their Pokemon go off to play. A wild Farfetch drops either a walnut or a turd on Ash's head. It's kind of hard to say. Ash asks, was that a meteor? But we aren't that lucky. Ash confirms that it was a Farfetch with his Pokedex, which calls it a rare Pokemon just before like 200 Farfetch fly overhead.
And this is also the second time they have seen a Farfetch, so they can't be that rare. Which also is like, why'd Ash use his Pokedex if he's seen one before?
It's like in the last movie, the I Choose You movie, where they're like, oh, these Pokemon are so rare. The legendary Pokemon are so rare. And then they see all three of them in the span of like 36 hours. In the forest, Team Ash picked some fruit that I knew would taste awful before they even picked them. And of course, I'm disappointed, but correct when the fruit turns out to be sour. Not Brock rolls up with a similar looking but darker fruit, which tastes much better, proving Kendrick right when he said the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
I was concerned for Team Ash there. So if I've always been taught that if you see just fruit laying around and you don't know whose it is, don't eat it.
Yeah, I would have given it to like one of the Pokemon first to see how they react. No, that's not true. I don't want to hurt the Pokemon. I would have given it to not Brock first to see how he reacted. Team Ash let out all of their Pokemon so they can go out and stretch their legs. Psyduck is in this one, so there's at least one redeeming quality so far. Everyone is afraid of not Brock's new Scyther that he conned into joining the team.
Do you blame them? So like Bulbasaur and Squirtle go up to Scyther and they just kind of cower back. And I'm pretty sure it's because Scyther is probably showing them all his scars that he etches into his skin every time he kills someone.
He's like I don't know, like some kind of psychopath. I feel like there's somebody that did that would carve their skin every time they killed somebody.
I think there's a Batman villain that does that.
That sounds right. So it was a fictional character, not a real serial killer. Togepi is the first to go say hello and then shames everyone else for being prejudiced against the green Pokemon.
Yeah, it's not easy being green, as Kermit the Frog taught us.
Oh, yeah.
But let's be honest, Togepi's okay with Scyther because he also has his own body count.
I forgot about that. Meanwhile, Charizard has a bad attitude because Charizard understands what the world is really like. Scyther is about to give Charizard what for, and Ash starts whining because this is supposed to be his day off, which I kind of relate to because every time I'm off, my dogs always get on my nerves when all I want to do is play video games and eat junk food, and they want to interrupt my time with nonsense like eating and going outside to pee. Also, every day for Ash is an off day, because he's 10 and he's never stepped foot inside of a classroom. So I really don't know what he's complaining about. You want to know what days or what off days are like for adults, Ash? We have to squeeze in an entire year's worth of doctor's appointments into the rare day off that we get. So let me ask you, Ash, is that even a real day off?
This is what you have to look forward to, kids. Oh, look, I got to go yell at you kids to get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Just
yeah, there are no off days. Well, I don't even have kids, so I probably have more free time than you do, Jeff. So sucks for you, man. Just kidding. Meanwhile, Team Rocket sunbathes on the beach because failing is hard work, according to Meowth. When Meryl and Togepi, who were super cute, they float by in the ocean, just being super cute, and that's about the only thing stopping me from putting us back on indefinite hiatus. It's the only thing saving this episode so far. Team Rocket notices Meryl and Togepi because they're basically just shouting their names at each other. So they decide to cut their vacation short and steal all of Team Ash's Pokemon. It is nice to see them returning to their roots.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say even villains need a day off, which kind of like Ash, they spend a lot of time not doing anything and somehow have... And I just want to bring up, they somehow have money for all these giant robots. They don't do much, which... I guess the robots may be why they're always saying they're poor. I mean, to me, it makes no sense. I guess they use them, they write them off as a business expense.
Yeah. Giovanni just has endless pits of money. He's like the Elon Musk of the Pokemon world. Team Ash returns with a bunch of fruit to find Scyther and Snorlax standing around a pile of fruit that begins to move, revealing Jigglypuff, who sings, putting everyone, including me and viewers like you, to sleep. If this show is like running from the cops, the Jigglypuff is just a well-placed spike strip.
I do want to say I like your viewers like you reference, though. Let's pour one out for PBS that just got defunded this year.
R.I.P.
But like most of this episode, there was no reason for Jigglypuff to be here. This episode, I'm going to say right now, is the most pointless episode we have watched so far.
More filler than the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I was proud of that joke, so I wanted to say it again. Some cheesy 80s beach music kicks in. As Notbrock brings over some fruit sandwiches. And Jeff, I'm going to need some sort of explanation for these because never in my life have I thought, you know what would make this pineapple better? A piece of bread.
So it's funny you brought this up because this is actually a common delicacy in Japan. My wife, Jessie, really likes them. We went to Vegas and she saw like an Asian bakery and they had them. She also got them somewhere around here. And so typically when you buy them, you can get them prepackaged. They are just white bread filled with strawberries and cream cheese.
I mean, I like all three of those. I mean, I don't love white bread, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I like cream cheese. I like strawberries.
You can get them at most Asian bakeries.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think it's the same thing that they're doing where they're literally just cutting up the fruit and putting them on bread.
Okay. So it's not quite as nasty as what they're doing.
No, it's usually something you get in a bakery.
Okay, fair enough. Snorlax takes one for the team and eats all of the fruit sandwiches. Notbrock says Snorlax isn't shy about eating or sleeping when it wants, and I don't think I've ever been as jealous of a Pokemon as I am now.
All right, and that brings us into our Who's That Pokemon segment.
Who's that Pokemon?
And our Who's That Pokemon for this week is Rattata. That was it.
Yeah, you had a short cut. Do it again. I talked over it.
Rattata.
I don't know if you did this on purpose, but I'm glad that you chose the most boring Pokemon ever for the most boring episode ever.
I didn't, but I chose this Pokemon because I'm like, when are we going to talk about Rattata? Well, nothing. There's no like special Pokemon in this episode. Now's a good time to talk about Rattata.
There we go. It worked out perfectly. Or imperfectly, however you want to
imperfectly,
look at it.
So our Who's That Pokemon this week is Rattata, or in Japanese, it's known as Karata. Some basic information on Rattata. It is number 19 in the Pokedex. It is there are two versions, the regular Cantonian version, which is normal type, or the Alolan version, which is dark and normal type. It is 1 foot tall for both of them, weighs 7.7 pounds for the Cantonian version and 8.4 pounds for the Alolan version, and it is known as the mouse Pokemon.
A foot tall is still pretty large for a rat.
Yeah, I mean,
like half of my dogs aren't even a foot tall. Uh-oh. You just froze. Oh, you're back.
I was just texting you. All right, yeah. So my internet just went out, but I'm here, guys. Yeah, so as you were saying, a foot tall.
Oh, yeah. Like half of my dogs are taller or not even a foot tall.
Yeah, I mean, well, when it comes to like Rattatas, I would think it's also long, not just tall. A foot long.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Because like how you measure a horse. But yeah, it evolves into Raticate at level 20, or Alolan Rattata will evolve into Alolan Raticate at level 20 at night. I'm going to share because just so for those of you watching, you can look at the two Rattatas and see the difference.
I like the Alolan Rattata's little
mustache.
Mustache, yeah, it's kind of funny.
All right, just to show you guys that real quickly. All right, going on. His origin, his name. Rattata's English name is a blend of rat and attack. The repeated t sound gives it a sharp, rapid-fire rhythm, which reinforces its defining traits, aggression, speed, and persistence. Even as a small Pokemon, Rattata is framed as something that lunges first and backs down never, and the name sells that idea immediately. Its Japanese name. The Japanese name Karata is derived from Komuso or Konazumi, meaning young rat or small mouse. The name emphasizes Rattata's size and status as a basic common Pokemon rather than its aggression. The clipped, playful sound fits early root Pokemon name conventions in Japanese, where approachability mattered just as much as threat. There's also a subtle phonetic sharpness to Karata that keeps it from sounding cute. This is still a scrappy, bite-first creature. Because Japan, they pay a lot of attention to what the syllables make things sound like.
Yeah.
What is Rattata based off of? Regular Rattata is based on common urban rats, especially brown rats known as Rattus norvegicus, and field mice that thrive around human settlements. Brown rats or house rats are small, fast, aggressive scavengers that live close to people. Rodents as pests, they're known for chewing, biting, and surviving almost anywhere, and early rat wildlife, something trainers would realistically encounter near towns.
I love that this is just like the history of rats.
Yes, I'm just saying. Alolan Rattata, which is primary real world inspirations, is the black rat or the roof rat, also known as Rattus rattus.
The what rat?
Roof rat.
Roof rat. The rough. What are you, a dog?
Yeah. Also known as invasive island species and nocturnal scavengers. Black rats are biologically and behaviorally different from brown rats. They're more agile and intelligent. They're better climbers. They're strongly nocturnal and more selective eaters. They are also infamous as invasive species on islands, including real-world Pacific islands similar to Alola's inspiration, Hawaii. Introduced accidentally via ships, black rats often outcompete native species and disrupt ecosystems. So I will say, I can't remember what generation it is, but when they did the Alolan Sun and Moon, it was cool because that's the first time they introduced, variant species. And so they really put some thought into there, like, why is this Rattata dark type? They did, and based off the black rat, which Hawaii does have issues with. Rattata's biology. Rattata is a small quadrupedal rodent Pokemon with purple fur and cream-colored face, paws, and underbelly. It has narrow eyes with red irises, rounded ears lined with cream-colored fur, and a single whisker on each cheek. Its long tail curls tightly at the tip, and its most defining feature is its large front teeth. Like real rodents, Rattata's teeth grow continuously through its life and must be worn down through constant gnawing. This behavior also prevents it from being disturbed by the sound of its own teeth grinding while it sleeps. Female Rattata can be distinguished by their shorter whiskers. Rattata can survive anywhere it can find food, spending most of its days searching for something to eat. Its sharp fangs allows it to chew through nearly any material, and when threatened, it can deliver a surprisingly powerful bite. Always alert, Rattata keep their ears raised and will immediately flee at the slightest sound. Ferret is a known natural predator. Although capable of living in many environments, Rattata are most commonly found on plains and savannas. Their rapid reproduction allows even a single pair to quickly colonize an area. In Pokemon Sleep, Rattata has been observed sleeping with a log clenched in its mouth. Prior to Generation 4, Rattata and its evolution Raticate were the only Pokemon known to learn both Hyper Feint and Super Feint. And Rattata also has a regional form, Alolan Rattata. Due to its intense territorial conflicts with the Yungoos line, Alolan Rattata developed a new appearance. It has dark gray fur with grayish-purple ears interior, along with 2 tufts of fur on each ear and near the tip of its tail. Its long, thin whiskers are replaced by shorter, thicker tufts of fur, and the line separating its underbelly from its darker coat is ragged rather than smooth. Unlike its Cantonian counterpart, Alolan Rattata frequently stand on its hind legs, giving it a more bipedal posture. Rattata are not native to Alola and originally arrived aboard cargo ships. Their population grew rapidly until Yungoos and Gumshoos were introduced as a control measure. To survive these new predators, Rattata adapted by becoming nocturnal, relocating to urban areas and forming large nests led by Alolan Raticate. Each group is ruled by a single Raticate that acts as the boss. They're like just a group of gangsters. Alolan Rattata can rely heavily on their sense of smell to locate fresh food and will ignore anything spoiled. Their whiskers are highly sensitive, allowing them to detect hidden food with ease. Humans are even known to use Alolan Rattata when shopping for fresh ingredients. Most active after sunset, Alolan Rattata gather food to present to their leader and have been known to sneak into people's homes in search of supplies. These behaviors have led to massive outbreaks across Alola, making Alolan Rattata a significant public concern. So you thought Rattata was born. There was a lot of information on Rattata.
It felt like I was reading a textbook.
Sorry.
Or having a textbook read to me. I'm just kidding.
Some Pokedex entries on Rattata. Red and Blue says, bites anything when it attacks. Small and very quick. It is common sight in many places. Yellow says,
you know what a Rattata's natural predator is, right?
What?
It's just like a broom. Like if I see a Rattata, I'm hitting it with a broom.
Pokemon Yellow says, will chew on anything with its fangs. If you see one, it is certain that 40 more live in the area.
Have they counted every area that they found one, and it's exactly 40 every time?
Exactly 40. As soon as 41 shows up, the oldest Rattata, they send them off like the Scyther.
Yeah.
Pokemon Stadium says, scurries around quickly, searching for hard objects to gnaw. It appears to be jittery and unable to remain still. Pokemon Gold says, it eats everything. Wherever food is available, it will settle down and produce offspring continuously. That sounds like a good way to live.
I know. What's wrong with that? I want to be a Rattata now.
Pokemon...
you move around, you eat, and then you see where it goes.
It always takes them out to dinner first.
Yeah. It's a gentleman.
Pokemon Silver says, living wherever there is food available, it ceaselessly scavenges for edibles the entire day. So does Josh.
So does everyone that lives in Denver.
Pokemon Crystal says, this Pokemon's impressive vitality allows it to live anywhere. It also multiplies very quickly.
All right. I'm coming around to the Rattata.
Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire says, Rattata is cautious in the extreme. Even when it is asleep, it constantly listens by moving its ears around. It is not picky about where it lives. It will make its nest anywhere. Pokemon Fire Red says, its fangs are long and very sharp. They grow continuously, so it gnaws on hard things to whittle them down. Which I think is a trait of actual rats.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Diamond and Pearl says, cautious in the extreme, its hardy vitality lets it live in any kind of environment. That's the second time they've used that phrase. Cautious in the extreme. That is just a weird phrasing.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Sun says, its incisors continue growing until its death. If its trainer doesn't offer it a file to gnaw on, it will gnaw on door frames, table legs, and so on. I'm just going to say, we have a new puppy in our house, and it also gnaws on door frames, table legs, and so on.
Are you sure you didn't accidentally adopt a Rattata?
It's a lot bigger than a foot. Pokemon Moon says, with their strong capacity for survival, they can live in dirty places without concern. Left unchecked, their numbers multiply rapidly. Ultra Sun says, its incisors grow continuously throughout its life. If its incisors get too long, this Pokemon becomes unable to eat and it starves to death.
Imagine dying because your teeth got too big.
Pokemon Ultra Moon says, this Pokemon is common but hazardous. Its sharp incisors can easily cut right through hard wood. And then new Pokemon Snap says, I bet you've seen Rattata near the lab a lot playing with Trubbish. I know they need to gnaw on things that keep their fangs from growing too long, but I really wish they wouldn't chew on the lab support beams. And then Pokemon Sleep says, its long, sharp fangs grow continuously throughout its life. If it doesn't maintain these fangs, Rattata will apparently grind them in its sleep and wake itself up with the sound. And then here are some for a lowland Rattata. Pokemon Sun says, with its incisors, it gnaws through doors and infiltrates people's homes. Then, with a twitch of its whiskers, it steals whatever food it finds. Pokemon Moon says, when the sun goes down, it becomes active. It runs around town on a chase for good food for the boss of its nest, Raticate.
The Dawn.
The
Dawn. Make him an offer he can't refuse.
Ultra Sun says, it shows no interest in anything that isn't fresh. If you take it shopping with you, it will help you pick out ingredients. Because that's going to make people feel wonderful when you're taking your giant rat shopping with you.
It's like, oh, I have my Rattata here. Look, it's going to help me find the freshest ingredients.
Ultra Moon says, night after night, they sneak into people's homes seeking food. A massive outbreak of them has become an issue of public concern. And then Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee says, its whiskers provide it with a keen sense of smell, enabling it to pick up the scent of hidden food and locate it instantly. And then there was a bit of interesting trivia on Rattata. It says, in the Pokemon Red and Blue beta, Rattata was originally known as Rat-Attack. Which
it's not a bad name.
That's not a bad name. And that is our Who's That Pokemon segment on Rattata.
Who's that Pokemon?
Back in the episode, Meryl and Togepi continue being cute, while Scyther and Charizard break out the rulers for a measuring contest. Well, it's probably a yardstick, let's be real. That night, Ash sneaks away from camp to look at the GS ball again, and I had totally forgotten about this stupid thing until now. Jeff, how many episodes until the GS ball mystery, or the GSBS ball mystery is revealed?
All right, so I had to go in and count, because I know the episode, they figure it out. Mm-hmm. And again, I know I've told you, you're going to rant so hard, because when it finally gets to it.
I'm already angry about it.
So before we get to that, our own podcast, we have 45 episodes, a Pikachu short, a movie, and a Christmas special until the mystery is solved. So that is, 48? So almost a year if we hit one every week. So tune in around this time next year, and we'll get to hear Josh's rant.
Oh, they're gonna cancel the whole thing because it's just gonna be I'm going to say heinous things about the GS ball. There's like a 20-minute montage of all the Orange Island gym leaders that Ash has beaten so far. And I'm about, at this point in the episode, I'm just about to put my life on indefinite hiatus.
So this is a song from the To Be a Master CD. And if you don't know how that's spelled, it's the number 2, the letter B, the letter A, Master. That came out around the same time. It came out in June the year before, so almost
that's
a year ago.
That's like the most early 2000s thing I've ever heard in my life.
It is titled My Best Friend, and I do have a little bit of the montage, so you guys can hear all this musical masterpiece. Before I go into that, I do want to say it is so weird because they have the music playing, but then they have the background noise from the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it even worse. And then not only that, they show like scenes of people talking. So they chose to put the background noise in there, but they didn't show to put the people talking in there. Like there were just choices made.
Yeah. And all of them were the wrong choice.
Yeah. So here is the montage from the song Best Friends from the To Be a Master CD.
Here we are on a new adventure. Dangerous, somewhere in the darkness. We are set for surprises, even battle. We're a team, no one better mess with us. If we stand as one, there's nothing to fear. We'll beat the
So I can see Josh's pain of just listening to that.
I can't tell if it's worse just hearing the audio or if it's worse actually watching it in the episode.
It's like having the background noise was a weird choice. It made it sound worse.
It sounded like Space Lasers over like the worst song I've ever heard. Meanwhile,
maybe
back at camp. Oh,
sorry, Josh. Maybe for one of our special episodes, maybe we'll have you listen to that whole CD. You can get it on Spotify.
Oh, of course you can. Meanwhile, back at camp, Notbrock dreams of the legendary bird Pokemon. If you haven't picked up on how boring this episode is yet, we're literally just watching Team Ash sleep. That's all. It's the only thing happening in this episode right now. Someone sleep powders all of Team Ash except for Scyther and Charizard, who are sulk sleeping a ways away. Obviously, it's Team Rocket who sleep powdered everyone. And then they begin stealing everyone's Pokemon by hitting them with some giant suction cup bazooka. However, Scyther thwarts the attempt by slicing the rope. Scyther and Charizard team up to stop Team Rocket, who comes ziplining in like George of the Jungle, but they do not watch out for that tree. And Jeff, we're going to need audio of their entire fully brain damage induced motto here.
Prepare for Chirappo!
Make it double.
To protect the world from devastation!
To unite all peoples within our nation.
To denounce the evils of truth and love!
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Team Blocket, rest off at the lead of Spike tonight.
Surrender now or prepare to surrender now. Surrender now.
Hey, yo! Say the motto right! We didn't mean to wake them all, but now we're gonna take them all.
I love all the variations on Team Rocket's motto.
Yes, and I love that we're finally getting into it because hearing the same thing over and over it gets tiresome. So now we can share them all with you guys as well. I can't wait. I will mention, I don't remember what episode it is, but there is an episode I really like the motto for, and I always remember that one.
Excellent.
So during this scene, I do want to mention here that since Scyther is geriatric, he is tired after only one move.
It's like me when I like have to do a chore and I get halfway through and I'm like, I think I need to take a break. There isn't much to say here except Team Rocket attacks, Team Ash defends, and Team Rocket blasts off once again. Scyther and Charizard have a minor bro down, just a very slight bro down. And they decide that even if they aren't besties yet, they at least respect each other. The next morning, Team Ash heads out towards what is hopefully, please, for the love of God, a better adventure. Somewhere on a lonely island, Team Rocket sulk when the flock of Farfetch from earlier show up and beat them with leaks. And that's the end of the episode.
Yes.
This is the worst episode we've ever watched. I give it like a 0.5 out of 10. And the 0.5 is just Meryl and Togepi carrying the entire episode on their adorable little backs. So
yeah. They had so little to show about this episode that they had to add a montage.
A montage. It was basically like the previously on from the beginning that should go at the beginning of the episode, but it was in the middle of the episode.
But and that's the thing is, it's like this arc is so short. Like if you're gonna do a montage, this episode should have been at the end before he gets to the final like battle with the champion. Yep. And have him winning all 4 badges, but no, we've only won 2 badges at this point. And when you only have 22 minutes and you can't even fill that, maybe this episode shouldn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But this episode was so bad, I kept getting distracted trying to watch it.
What was your score?
I gave it a 1 out of 10, so a little higher than you, but still not a good episode.
If we we can round it up to a 1.
I would say, with how we've been rating these episodes, I would say a 5 out of 10 is average.
Yeah.
And this one was not good. So going to our question of the week. Our question this week is, if you could vacation anywhere, where would it be?
New Zealand, without a doubt. I would just find the little hobbit holes and move in. And I would be the happiest person on earth.
My answer would be Japan. I went to Japan in 2009. One day I want to bring my family there and all the cool things. And of course, it's been almost 20 years, 17 years since I've been there.
You would go full weeb and never look back.
Yeah, it would be amazing. One day, this is where my family is going on vacation. One day.
Japan is pretty high up on the list of places I want to go.
And now that they have Kanto Poke Park and maybe Pokemon at Universal Studios, I mean,
you're never going to leave.
I know. I was like, I live here now.
You're going to... I can't think of a Jeff-themed Pokemon name right now.
Yeah,
a Jeffascon.
One of these days, I told Jesse, I'm going to have to make the pilgrimage. That's what everyone in this religion does. So don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at Pokemon Snapshot, or you can send us an email at thepokemonsnapshot@gmail.com. You can also find us on YouTube and TikTok. Just search for the Pokemon Snapshot. We post short clips on both platforms, and if you'd rather watch the full episode, the complete video is available on our YouTube channel. And if you're enjoying the show, leave us a rating on your favorite listening app so other Pokemon fans can discover the podcast. All right, Josh. Do you have anything else to add?
Join us next week where we will be watching the Mandarin Island Mismatch.
You stole my line.
I know. Well, you were having to type it in, so I had to save it.
Okay. All right. Bye, everyone.